Welcome to Blueprint Viral News. Today, we bring you the latest insights from the CBC News Poll Tracker, providing a clear picture of where Canada's political landscape stands as of March 30th, 2025. With the federal election approaching, these numbers reflect voter preferences across the nation and in key battleground provinces. Let's take a deep dive into the latest polling averages, seat projections, and analyze what they mean for the political parties vying for power. National overview. At the national level, the Liberal Party remains in the lead with a projected 168 to 207 seats, keeping them within striking distance of a majority government. The Conservatives are trailing, with projections between 111 and 140 seats, a significant gap that could challenge their path to forming government. Meanwhile, the New Democratic Party, NDP, is facing a difficult reality, projected to win only 1 to 10 seats, a steep decline that could severely impact its influence in the next parliament. The Bloc Québécois, BQ, remains competitive in Quebec, with a projected range of 19 to 25 seats, potentially holding the balance of power if no party secures a majority. As for the Green Party, projections suggest they could win up to 2 seats, but their national presence remains marginal. The People's Party of Canada, PPC, and other smaller parties are not expected to gain any seats at this time. Regional breakdown: British Columbia, a tight battle. In British Columbia, we see a close race between the Liberals and the Conservatives. The Liberals are projected to win between 21 and 23 seats, maintaining a slight advantage over the Conservatives, who are expected to secure 20 to 21 seats. However, the NDP, which has historically been strong in BC, is now struggling, with projections showing them winning anywhere between 0 and 1 seat, a dramatic decline. Meanwhile, the Green Party, which has previously won seats in this province, could secure up to 1 seat, though their chances remain uncertain. Alberta, conservative stronghold, but with Liberal gains. In Alberta, the Conservatives continue to dominate, with projections ranging from 24 to 29 seats. This remains a stronghold for the party, but there's an interesting shift. The Liberals are making inroads, projected to win between 7 and 11 seats, a notable increase compared to previous elections. The NDP is in contention for 1 or 2 seats, but its influence remains limited. The Green Party and PPC are not expected to gain any traction in the province. Saskatchewan and Manitoba, a conservative lead but not a lock. In the Prairies, Saskatchewan and Manitoba, the Conservatives maintain their lead with projected wins between 17 and 19 seats, but the Liberals are not far behind, expected to secure between 7 and 10 seats. The NDP could potentially win between 0 and 3 seats, but they are far from the force they once were in this region. The Greens and PPC remain absent from the seat count. Ontario, the Kingmaker province. Ontario continues to be the most decisive battleground in Canadian elections. The Liberals hold a strong lead, with projections between 65 and 87 seats, reinforcing their dominance in Canada's most populous province. The Conservatives remain competitive, with estimates ranging from 34 to 54 seats, but they would need a significant shift in support to overtake the Liberals here. The NDP, which once held key urban strongholds, is now struggling, projected to win only up to 3 seats. The Green Party could potentially claim 1 seat, while the PPC remains absent from the projections. Quebec, a divided race. In Quebec, the Liberals continue to lead with projections ranging from 40 to 46 seats, but the Bloc Québécois remains a major player, with estimates between 19 and 25 seats. This suggests a competitive battle for key ridings in the province. The Conservatives are projected to secure between 11 and 14 seats, making moderate gains but still struggling to break through in Quebec. Meanwhile, the NDP is facing an existential crisis in the province, with projections showing them winning at most one seat. The Green Party and PPC have no projected wins in Quebec at this time. Atlantic Canada, Liberal dominance continues. In Atlantic Canada, the Liberals continue to dominate with projections between 25 and 27 seats, holding their traditional stronghold. The Conservatives are far behind, with projected wins of 5 to 7 seats, struggling to make significant gains in the region. The NDP, Greens, and PPC are currently not expected to win any seats in Atlantic Canada. National overview. At the national level, the Liberals continue to lead the race with 41.2% of the popular vote, maintaining a narrow but significant edge over the Conservatives, who stand at 37.8%. The NDP holds 9.1% of the vote, struggling to gain momentum. The Bloc Québécois, which only competes in Quebec, captures 5.8% of national support. The Green Party remains at 2.8%, while the People's Party of Canada, PPC, holds 2.3%, showing limited but steady backing. Other smaller parties collectively hold 0.9% of the vote. This national picture sets the stage for a competitive election, with the two dominant parties battling for a majority. Provincial breakdown, British Columbia. British Columbia presents a highly competitive race, with the Conservatives slightly ahead at 39.9%, while the Liberals trail closely behind at 39.4%. The NDP, traditionally strong in this province, stands at 13%, indicating a decline in its regional support. The Green Party, which has historically performed better in BC than in other provinces, holds 4.2%, while the PPC captures 2.1%. Other parties account for 1.4%. This province will be critical in determining the overall election outcome, with key swing ridings up for grabs. Alberta. As expected, Alberta remains a Conservative stronghold, with the party dominating at 53.9%. The Liberals have managed to secure 28.7%, marking a notable increase from past elections, but still far from challenging Conservative dominance. The NDP, which has seen provincial success in the past, lags at 11.3%. The Greens and PPC remain minor players, standing at 1.9% and 3.1% respectively. With Alberta being a major base for Conservative support, these numbers suggest a firm grip on the province. Saskatchewan and Manitoba. The Prairie provinces continue to lean Conservative, with the party leading at 47.2%. The Liberals follow at 33.4%, showing some competitiveness in urban areas. The NDP holds 14.7%, with the Greens at 2.3% and the PPC at 1.5%. These provinces, known for their agricultural and resource-driven economies, have traditionally favored right-leaning parties, and the current trends indicate that remains the case. Ontario. Ontario remains a crucial battleground. The Liberals hold a strong lead at 45.2%, while the Conservatives are at 39.6%, making the race tighter than expected. The NDP's 9% suggests that they are struggling to maintain their relevance in the province. The Greens have 3%, while the PPC captures 2.5%. As the most populous province, Ontario's outcome will play a decisive role in shaping the next government, and these numbers indicate a competitive fight. Quebec. In Quebec, the Liberals continue to lead with 40% support, but the Bloc Québécois remains a formidable force at 25.8%. The Conservatives are making inroads with 22.3%, while the NDP struggles at 5.8%. The Greens have 2.9%, and the PPC stands at 2.3%. Given Quebec's unique political landscape, the Bloc's influence will be a key factor in determining seat distribution, and any shifts in support could significantly impact the national standings. Atlantic Canada. The Liberals dominate Atlantic Canada, boasting a commanding 52.2% lead. The Conservatives follow at 33.7%, while the NDP sits at 8.7%. The Greens capture 2.4%, with the PPC at 1.8%. Other parties account for 1.3%. With its smaller number of seats, this region has historically leaned liberal, and current polling suggests a continuation of that trend. Outro. As we move closer to Election Day, These numbers could shift based on campaign developments, debates, and policy announcements. Will the Liberals maintain their lead, or will the Conservatives close the gap? How will regional shifts impact the final seat count? Stay tuned to Blueprint Viral News for continuous updates and in-depth analysis of Canada's evolving political landscape. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest election coverage. See you in the next update.